Hello and welcome back to Raise Your Vibes with Miriam Khan. Thanks for tuning in, thanks for listening, thank you for regular viewers. I really do appreciate the fact that you give up time to tune in to listen to my podcast show. I really do appreciate it. Today's topic is quite an important one. It's about us being more of a global citizen. Here we go. This is a meaty one. Right now, as I'm switching on, whether it's the television, the news, maybe it's, your radio show being interrupted by a news memo or, important news coming in, or perhaps you're reading things from social media. As you've probably heard from me before, I'm always very, very, very aware and sort of alert about the types of news that I will interact with as well. I personally make sure that I don't follow the propaganda. I personally make sure that I follow particular news outlooks that are not biased. And that's difficult these days. It's very, very difficult to be open-minded and not sort of follow the puppet masters, as I call it. Our world is, in some ways in disaster, in crisis. As you're looking at things that are happening, there are certain events happening in so many countries right now. And I'm getting to the point personally where I'm not even knowing where to look or who to help, That's my personal issue. At the moment, I'm reading news articles about, the terrible situations that are happening in Lebanon with the hospitals over there, with the crisis with the fuel. As I'm turning over perhaps a newspaper report, I'm looking also at what's going on in Afghanistan and looking at the fact that the Taliban are increasingly taking over and gaining power. Haiti has had an earthquake. Turkey has had massive fires. Greece has had fires. Whatever it is, wherever I'm looking across our universe, across globally, there seems to be disaster, turmoil. There seems to be heartache, pain, and there seems to be this huge influx of concern and worry. And some of us are basically switching off from this. Some of us are not even concerned. Some of us are just, it's okay, it doesn't happen to me, it's not concerning me. There are some of us that have that sort of attitude. I can relate to this. I know people that are of this sort of thinking, where they're sort of like, as long as it's not on my doorstep, as long as it's not happening in the place where I live, or as long as it doesn't concern me, whether it's through my family roots or whether it's through me personally or people I know, it's okay. It doesn't matter. But it does matter. That's the point. We might not be able to help financially, with some of these charities, because quite a lot of these places that I've mentioned, and trust me, there is a lot more. I've not forgotten about Yemen. I've not forgotten about Syria. I've not forgotten about Palestine. These are crucial places that also need quite a lot of our help and our love and our support and our prayers. What concerns me is the fact that there are individuals out there that will just close off. They'll close off their eyes, they'll close off their mind, and they'll close off their whole sense of, we need to do something about this as a global citizen, as someone who's concerned about our world. I'm not suggesting that we, to quote, I think it was Bono, actually, from U2, that said one time in a concert, take up arms against the oppressors, unquote. It's not about that. Maybe you're able to give prayer. Maybe you're able to spiritually give support in prayer. It doesn't matter about your faith. It doesn't matter if you're atheist. The point is that you're thinking about these places. Some of us might be in, a situation where we're able to offer financial aid, financial support. There are various charities out there. I shall put some in my podcast sort of screen, that you can donate to certain charities. There's lots and lots and lots of places out there, lots of charities out there that are trying to help with the refugee crisis. They're trying to help with the humanitarian crisis. They are trying their best to support where they can. If you're one of these people, you might have a spare amount of money. Now, I know everyone's in different financial situations, including myself, including you that's tuning in and listening to this. Whatever you are able to give, should I say, try to give what you can. Like I said, you might be able to just offer prayer. You might be able to give financial support. If you're not in a position to give financial support, maybe you know someone who can. There are charities out there that are doing, packages. Maybe you're able to donate clothes. Maybe you're able to donate food. Whatever it is that you can give, whatever it is that you can provide, it might be a blessing to someone who's in need. Think about that. Think about the lives we have that we take for granted. We have shelter. We have food. We have water. We have somewhere to live. We have somewhere to go. Many of these countries that I'm mentioning are not in that particular financial position. Not at all. Some people are in harsh, dire need. And it's difficult in these times. It's difficult. We're in August 2021. And like I said to you, the countries that I've mentioned, and they're not short of places, people. There are far more other countries as well. And I'm not necessarily putting one particular country in a hierarchy over the other. Not at all. All places, all countries that are facing some form of loss, some form of war, some form of conflict, some form of tragedy needs our help. More of us need to be a global citizen. I'm seeing people trying really hard, quite a lot of very famous, influential celebrities raising awareness, and I think that's absolutely stunning and beautiful. And the sad part is, there are, unfortunately, due to the fact that we're in this concept of social media, there are those that will go about trolling and saying, let's get on a bandwagon and blame this person and this person and this person, and we shouldn't help. No, wrong concept, wrong idea. More of us need to be a global citizen. You're not falling for the hype. Some of you are. Some of you are falling for the propaganda, falling for the news that you're listening to. Wake up. Wake up and see what's really happening in our world. Let's try to be more compassionate. Let's try to show empathy. Let's try to show some support and solidarity and love. We're all in this together. We're all part of the human being race. We shouldn't be fighting against each other, but unfortunately we are. We shouldn't be tearing strips off each other, but unfortunately we are. We shouldn't be in conflict, we shouldn't be at war, but sadly a lot of us are. We should not be taking over each other's countries, whether it's based on race, religion, or whatever it is, dictatorship, but sadly we are. Okay? This is the harsh reality. What we can do as global citizens is be understanding, sympathetic, be someone that is aware of what really is going on, not just what the mass media projects. Be more understanding, be more supportive, be more caring towards your fellow human being. God forbid, one day that's you, me, Joe Blogs down the street. I'm sure some of us would want other people to care and be compassionate. Too much pain, too much trauma, too much tragedy can be turned round with love, support, caring, kindness, being factual about what's happening, trying to support these places with that compassion, with that understanding. I'm sure a lot more can be done. There are, like I said, lots and lots of amazing charities out there that are helping people in need. Please, if you're able to support one of the places I've mentioned, please do what you can. Let's be more compassionate. Let's be more of a global citizen. Let's help our fellow person in this world. Help them to grow, help them to be alive, help them to sustain their life. Help them by helping yourself, by becoming more of a global citizen. Thanks for tuning in. I shall put the links in my podcast reel. Let's be good. Let's be more humanitarian. Let's be more humane.